So I've had my Tesla Model Y for nearly a year now, and during that time I've added a handful of accessories and modifications that I think makes it look even better than before. So today I'm going to go through all of those and show you what I've actually added. Now although this video is primarily about the Model Y, these will fit on the Model 3 as well. Okay, so the very first thing that I did when it was literally just a couple of weeks old was remove the number plates and replace it with vinyl plates instead. By default, the Model 3 and Model Y come with these huge mounting brackets that I think just look awful. So it's a case of pulling the bottom piece off and sliding the metal plates out. And this works on the front and the back. Then we remove a couple of screws from the first bracket and take a spanner to remove another 2 bolts behind that. Give it a little wipe down and we're left with this nice clean panel. And I'll tell you what, seeing it without a plate, I wish we didn't need to have them on the front here in the UK. It looks so much nicer without. Now one thing to note is there are these really small holes in the bumper that you might see through the vinyl plates. So you should probably fill these in or at the very least sand them back so they're nice and flush. Then I took the new vinyl plate and measured out the middle and temporarily held it in place with some tape. Once I was happy, I just stuck it on and this is what we're left with. Personally, I think this looks so much cleaner and better than before. Also, if you were wondering how easy they were to remove, they just peel right off. A couple of weeks after fitting them, I did actually have to remove them as I replaced them with my private plates instead. Next up, I wanted to remove the chrome badges around the car. There are only a few. We've got the front and rear Tesla logo and the dual motor badge on the back. So the first thing to do was add some heat to the badges just to loosen the glue a little bit. I actually used my wife's hairdryer, and can you tell this was filmed in December? Then once heated up, I actually took some dental floss, but a piece of string will do, and gently prised off each letter one by one. Now this does take time, but it's definitely better than using anything hard that could scratch the paintwork. And then once removed and buffed off, I just took the new black badges that I'd ordered off eBay, lined them up and stuck them on. And here is the finished product, and again I think dechroming it looks so much better, and it definitely gives it a more aggressive style. Combining these badges with the vinyl plates, I'm really happy with how it's turned out. It also matches it nicely with the other blacked out pieces around the car, like the door trims, wheels and the door handles. One thing to note though is the Tesla logo on the front was missing a little bit of adhesive on the bottom, so a couple of weeks after fitting it slightly started to lift, but nothing a little bit more of 3M wouldn't fix. Then inside I've added one of these screen protectors from Spigen. So firstly I just needed to wipe down the screen, and then as the screen protector comes in this massive tray, you just need to line it up and place it over the screen. Then it's a case of waiting for 30 seconds, peel the protective layer off and check for bubbles. As you can see, I did have this huge bubble in the middle, but if you use the plastic tool that it comes with, it is really easy to get rid of. And that's it, it's now got a matte finish to the screen, which definitely helps with reflections. Now the Model Y has awesome storage and compartments for all of your things, but the biggest issue with this front compartment is the fact that it's actually too big. You end up dropping things in here and it just turns into a giant mess. So what I actually did was add this neat little coin tray that is designed to sit on the top part. It doesn't get in the way of the sliding cover, and it means you can pop some of your smaller items like coins and pens and things you might need to grab. But you still of course have that space underneath those larger items. It just keeps it looking a little bit tidier and makes you wonder why it never came with this one in the first place. I've also added a rubber sleeve for the cup holder in the centre. It's only small, but it helps with cleaning as you can remove it to wipe it down. And it also makes the holders a little bit smaller and more grippy. This is ideal if you use smaller drinks, but if you use a larger cup it probably won't fit. Then under the centre armrest there's this space here that's completely empty. So what I've got here is a pouch from Spigen that's designed to fit into this space. It sticks inside the blank area and it gives you this cool little hidden compartment. Now I'm not sure what you would use it for, but the fact is it adds a little bit of extra storage where you might want to use it. Then under here we have another huge compartment area, and again just like the one at the front is great for storing larger items. But if you just want to store something smaller like your sunglasses, well they're going to get lost in here. So again I've bought another one of these trays that look OEM and slot right onto the top. So by now most garages and tyre fitters should be able to jack up a Tesla, but it's worth mentioning that they all need to be lifted with one of these jack pads. I actually bought a set of these myself just to keep in the front just in case. It means if I ever need to jack the car up myself or somebody else doesn't have these available, they can still lift the car without risk of damaging anything underneath. So these are designed to slot into the tiny little holes that are underneath the car. So the boot on the Model Y is awesome, but to keep it clean, I've actually added one of these boot liners to it. Now this one is actually out of my Model 3, so it doesn't quite fit in terms of the width, but it does a great job of protecting the carpet underneath, especially in winter. And what's great about this one is it's quite flexible and it's not heavy, so you can still get to the compartment underneath. Now this isn't a mod or an accessory as such, but I do have a home charger as well. I mean that's how I charge my car 99% of the time, and I very rarely use public charging. But the charger I'm using is the Tesla wall charger. It's probably one of the nicest looking chargers out there, plus I can view and control it from the Tesla app. Now by default it comes with these white covers, but you can actually now change these out to match the colour of your car. And talking about charging, if you're in the UK and you want to charge your car at night on a cheaper rate, definitely think about swapping over to Octopus Energy. I've been with them for over 4 years now and they've been awesome. And if you use my referral link that's in the description, we will both get £50 added to our accounts. Then another accessory that's always worth keeping in the car is a microfiber cloth. I'm forever wiping down the center console, screen and dash, so I would always recommend keeping one of these in the car just in case. Now I'll be honest, before I bought this car my intention was to actually wrap it and tint the windows, but as I lived with it over the last year I've realised I actually like it as it is. And as this is the performance model, there's not much else you can really do to this in terms of the wheels, brakes or the spoiler. So hopefully the changes that I have made so far have looked quite subtle and OEM, but still clean that I don't need to add any more. Okay, so that was a quick rundown of the accessories and the slight modifications that I've added to my Tesla Model Y. I hope you liked it. Over the coming months I do have a few other videos planned for this channel, including a summer road trip, a winter road trip, and comparing my Model 3 to my Model Y. So if you want to stick around for more videos like that on the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Well, thank you for watching, until next time.